Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the GonzoEwok channel with me, Ewok.
And me, Gonzo.
For another episode of
Geordie Space Program. After a little bit of a hiatus that we've had over the past couple of weeks. People will probably have noticed there wasn't a video last weekend.
Yeah, they probably will, and the pressure's on to make sure that this one gets up on this weekend. Thanks.
There we go. Well, it should be up anyway. We can't keep people waiting 2 weeks.
It's
Geordie
true.
Space Program.
It's true, our time has been a little limited lately, so we're trying to keep things sort of ticking over.
Yeah.
Make sure some content goes up every now and again, but we'll be back to normal in no time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think if anybody follows we're on Facebook or Twitter and all that, both of us have had stuff going on in sort of like our day jobs, so it's kind of cut down on the availability where we've both been around able to record. But we're here anyway, so let's get on with it. What are we going to do today, Ewok?
Why is that up there? Did we put that up there?
You haven't loaded up your old regular save, have you? Your Ewok one rather than the proper one.
I think I have.
You have? You did that in the last video as well.
I did. Oh,
get out of there.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a bit of a precursor as to what we're thinking about doing with today's episode. Today, what we're thinking about doing is seeing if it's a bit of a folly and a bit of a diversion. We can put up the rudiments of a space station. That's what we're going to look to do today.
And you'll see that I tried that in my game. If you looked at it, you'd realise that it wasn't much of a success. But we've got the money to burn, and we got the money in the last episode.
Yeah, we hammered those contracts.
Before we go ahead and do the space station, let's see what we've got active. Roxxon Max. So that's a suborbital trajectory one. We might be able to do that on the way up and putting a spaceship into orbit. Who knows?
It's got to be 79.94.
Yeah, so that could work out, because I want a spaceship to be at a space station to be at around about 100,000 meters.
Yeah,
Nice around 100,000. So if we can add that on board, we'll get 118,000 plus 138 times.
Probably cover the costs of quite a bit of the space station, really.
And we've got 200. We've got 280 science, so can we afford anything with 280 science?
Things that we need to check. We need to make sure that we've got docking ports, because literally what we're going to put up today is going to be the basics. We're going to start getting something together. We've got them there. There's some docking ports, I think.
No.
Right hand.
Oh yeah,
side,
that's the Clamper Max and the shielded one.
Right. That's
okay,
cool.
That's brilliant.
I think we've got just about everything else we need. We've got some decent solar panels.
Yes, I do believe we have. Where are they? They'll be there. Yeah, we've got the decent solar panels there, and bigger batteries as well.
They're not the ridiculously big ones, those, but we can put a few of them on. You want to make sure, for a space station, it's got plenty of power.
It'll do the job.
Last thing that might be worth checking, just out of prestige, for the capsule, look for the cupola capsule. See if we've got that.
The cupola capsule?
Yeah. Might be the next level up, but it's like it would look great on a spaceship, basically.
Which one's that then?
It's not there. It's probably the next one along.
Is it one of the new pieces?
No. It's an older piece. It basically looks like a little hexagon that sits on top of your rocket rather than being a big capsule, and it just looks good for things like bases and things like space stations.
Why don't we buy these big landing struts? Just for fun.
Alright, I mean, we're not going to make use of them here, but I was going to suggest there it looks as though we haven't got the Mark II capsule, so we'd probably need that, and it would probably be the next level up. But we couldn't afford that with the science we've got anyway, so no big shakes, and we will make good use of them legs.
Let's just stick a cockpit there, just so we can start building them. We can swap the cockpit out for something different if we decided. So before we build the rocket, what do we want on the space station?
Well, this is going to form what I'm hoping is going to be like the core of a bigger space station. So I reckon we need crew habitation on there.
Well, we've got the hitchhiker storage container.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, we could put the mobile processing lab.
I was thinking both, if I'm brutally honest. It's going to be quite big, but makes sense to have it.
Okay, so we want a hitchhiker storage container.
And put an adapter on as well. Put an adapter for the change in size between that cockpit and the
Oh well, we don't know that cockpit's going to stay. I'm just putting that there as a placeholder while we build the core of the space station.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we'll design the craft around the core.
Right.
So we've got this.
Yep.
And do you think we need anything else as a core other than to stick the docking ports on it? So we're going to add to it later.
Docking ports, and we'll need power. So we want to make sure there's a good few batteries on there, and we want to make sure we've got some what do you call them? Solar panels. We want solar panels on there as well.
So we've got these big batteries. So actually, which one's the biggest one? So that's 200. These are 400. So we could stick.
Yeah, get some of those bad boys on.
Stick the batteries around there like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Now we'll get some solar panels.
Which one's which?
They're long thin-ins.
Oh,
Like-
you can't extend them. Yeah, the long thin ones are probably
They look nicer.
Oh yeah, the 1x6. Yeah, 1x6 is better for a space station, I would think.
And that's probably enough because any other kind of modules we send up to attach to it's probably going to have some sort of power generation on it as well, you'd hope.
Yeah.
So that
Easily
should be
could
enough
do.
to keep it going while that thing's up in orbit.
So
I mean, it's
we'll
not
put
really...
We'll put these down here.
It's not really necessary to do that, but again, I think I've said in a previous video, when I'm sending like a base or I'm sending a space station up or something like that, I like to think that it's self-sufficient, so it needs power. It needs power reserves to do it.
So should we put 4 docking ports on like that?
Yeah, I mean, we can do. I mean, it's as good as any.
Although if we put 4 on, that means we can only have quite thin modules attached there.
We're probably better off putting like 2 on. You know, like 1 on either side. Maybe cover up the middle porthole on that habitation module.
So stick them in like that.
Yeah, and then that... I mean, that doesn't look right, does it?
That's fine. It'll work.
Okay, we're not going to find out like in 3 episodes' time we've put them on backwards. And
well, you can't put them on backwards because the ship, the way the docking thing is, they've got positive and negative sides. So if I flip that one around, that's the way it normally goes. You see, when you first put it on,
Oh,
and I've flipped those around.
right.
So they'll be the receivers, and then when we're flying the spaceships on the new modules will
I
have
see.
it that
Yes,
way.
yes, I'm
'Cause
with you.
it's
Yeah.
Alternatively, you can put the shielded docking ports on, which it doesn't matter which way around you put them.
The shield and docking ports would probably look nicer. Although it's another link in the chain that would have to do if we're trying to rendezvous something with this, which is, well, we both know, and probably most of our viewers will know, could cause problems.
No, I can't take that off.
They're there forever.
They're there for it. No, we'll redo that. Science, bam. So we need power and docking ports.
Yeah, big batteries. You're getting a bit confuddled with your buttons here.
I am. Like I said, it's been a little while. Well, 2 weeks. 2 weeks and I've forgotten everything I once knew. So we want
2 of them.
2 of them.
Put on the right way. Not that way. Every way but the right way.
We'll get there. There we go. It's not liking that.
It's not, is it?
I think these ones you can only put on hard points, maybe? No, it's not liking that at all. What is going on? Well, they go on hard points. Yeah, those ones it looks like you can only do
Oh,
on
well,
hard
well, that
points.
was a complete waste of time. Just put the regular ones back on. Should be alright with that.
One would hope.
Right, we're right back where we started, but we need our solar panels back on as well.
How about I put a shielded one on the bottom anyway?
You reckon?
Yeah, why not?
What for?
Well, then we're going to attach something to the bottom if we need to.
Okay.
Or does it work like that? Or do they go the other way around?
No,
as well?
no.
Oh no, I think they do, because look, that's got the positive symbol. And one will be positive and one's negative, you see.
It seems counterintuitive to put a shielded docking port on backwards.
Well, I'm leaving it there anyway, because I can't get it off and we're not going through that again.
Right, so, that's not particularly great, is it?
I think it'll work. But we'll find out. Is that everything?
I think so, just in terms of getting something up into space that we can use and then build on.
Okay, we've only got 1 docking port on there, so let's stick another one on.
Yeah, that should be alright.
There we go, super. And then in future we'll stick
We could
extra
put a
things on.
sign slab on. Basically, I think that one that we've got underneath, we should probably send up a whacking great reserve of fuel.
Yeah, that'll be the plan.
Because longer term, if we're thinking about single stage to orbits or space planes, we want to get them up there, then get them refueled and send them off to where we want to send them. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Next thing on my lips then is to sort out how we're going to get this up into space. So, what are your thoughts?
Oh, we're going to need some whacking great fuel tanks and engines on it, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to weigh a fair bit.
They'll probably be alright.
Yeah, should be.
I mean, how big are we talking here? Are we going to go with the proper big ones?
I probably would. If I'm honest, we'll use them.
You know what we will want on this space station? Maybe we'll want some RCS.
Yeah, that's a good call. Where can we fit it on? I suppose, I'll tell you what, I like the idea of having that cockpit on the front. It's probably the best looking one that we have, apart from the new one that came in with Build 25.
Are we going to leave the cockpit on, or is that going to come off when we're done with it?
If we wanted to be really clever, what we would do is would make the cockpit have some sort of like returning to Kerbin function.
Well,
So
it
there'd be
will,
a way
but
to-
all we'll have to do is go and stick some engines on it.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
on the bottom, stick some engines on it, and we can bring it back down. So we'll probably want parachutes on it for that day that we do it.
Well, what I was thinking is what would need the space station. I'm happy we're leaving up there. What I'm thinking is that cockpit. Once we've got this up in orbit, we might want to detach that cockpit with a small fuel reserve and a little engine to bring it back down.
Ah, I get you.
Yeah. So then we're just leaving the station up, and the Kerbal that's flown it up can come back.
So we just need a little bit of fuel.
Yep.
No,
It's quite
that's
a big
one.
bit of fuel.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, whack one of them on, give it a little bus engine underneath just to help it deorbit. And then get your decoupler.
Structural, that's the one we want.
And then I'd probably put an adapter on to attach it to the rest of the vessel just so it looks nice.
Right, so that'll be under structural as well.
I think it's
Not that one.
Nah.
Not that one.
that one.
We've got that one.
Yep, that's the one, that's the right size.
Or do you want to use that one?
Nah, that looks stupid. Get that one on. See, that looks the part.
Oh, hang on. I had... okay, that's handy actually. We've got a doubler on there.
See, there even better. Alright, so you're planning on detaching the adapter as well? Because that'll just float in space forever. I would just leave it attached to the rocket.
Oh, but we've got a docking port there.
Ignore the docking. We've got one on the bottom. That'll do the trick.
Okay.
There we go. We're trying to get the balance between function and aesthetics here, and so far this isn't actually looking that bad.
Alright, boss.
Alright, big engines.
Big engines. Do you think this is enough in terms of the engines?
I don't know, but
The mainsail?
yeah, we want to get big heavy engines on it. It's not costing a huge amount this so far. It's about 100 grand.
About 100 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just try this as it is and see how it goes.
Maybe put some struts on it. Just lash it together. And yeah, I think give it a go. See what happens.
I'm not having much luck.
No. We'll get there though. Just bear with me, guys. like the invisible struts.
Yeah, that's not going to help, is it?
Be a good name for an indie band. Right, there. That's nice.
That's strutted up.
Yeah, that'll do. Alright, check staging. Make sure we haven't got anybody who's what's the word? What's the opposite of expendable?
Important.
Not expendable.
Not expendable.
Yeah, make sure we've got somebody not expendable.
The not expendables. Mumford. Should we send these guys up as well in the storage container?
I wouldn't. I would just leave them so we've got them. We should be alright with that.
You don't want to send one person up to crew the space station?
Let's have a think. Tell you what, Ned, we rescued Ned from space. Let's
So
put him
Ned
back
can
up
go up
there.
in the storage
But this
container.
time he's got the added bonus of actually having a craft around him rather than just being loose in his spacesuit.
Fantastic.
Nice. Cheers, Ned. Or Ned Ald. Right.
We'll probably do want some RCS.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
This is going to be a fairly heavy beast when it gets going. So really you want the RCS kind of sort of around the middle, around its like centre of mass.
Ooh, I'll tell you what we do want. That space station currently has no control. So what we do want is, if we go to pods... Oh, I can't put that on there because that stupid docking port's in the way.
Well, is it really that important that it has control?
It's good if you can rotate it.
That's very true. Yep, that is very true. That's going to look a little bit weak in the middle. Oh, have you hidden it? That's not letting you do it.
Yeah, I've broke it forever.
Right, undo that. Where can we attach something? That's a very, very good... We really should have planned this out before we just started recording.
We should have done.
Get your RCS on. Get your RCS on. We know we definitely need that.
Do you want it on the station or just on the outside?
Might be handy on the station.
It'll never last though.
Nah.
We'll just pop it on the rockets, so that it's manoeuvrable when we get it up there.
Right, fair enough. Whereabouts are we? Should be the next page. No, oh, it's under control, man.
It's under control, but we need the monopropellant tank.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, I like these ones.
Cool.
I thought we had the bigger monopropellant tank, but you said you go away for a tiny little bit of time and you come back and you don't know what's going on.
It could have been the patches maybe mixed around with the tech tree a little bit, so you start off with them and you've got to
it's probably just that we don't remember where we're up to.
People are probably screaming. The 5 people who are watching this are probably screaming that we're idiots.
Now let's put some parachutes on, just in case we have to come back down.
Makes a lot of sense. Parachutes on there isn't going to do a huge amount of good though, is it? Because it's part of the stage and we'll eject those in panic.
But if we don't get into orbit, we won't end up ejecting them, will we?
This is true.
And we're going to try and bring the whole thing down to maximise on the costs that we've saved.
Right, okay, yep, that's very sensible fiscal planning. I like the way you're thinking. Whack them on.
So, we do need a couple on this, in case we bring this down on its own.
Yeah. One other thing that I'm thinking as well, looking there, we've got lights. We should probably put some lights, maybe underneath where we've got the adapter. Put like 4 lights under the adapter on the spaceship itself.
Which ones?
Just there. That's fine.
Do you want them facing out or?
Yeah, like that because it illuminates the docking ports. That can be quite handy.
Is that not going to get in the way of the ladder?
It'll be fine. We don't need the ladder. We're in space.
That's a good point.
But we still haven't answered this issue of control. I suppose what we'll have to do is we'll have to make sure that we'll get all the solar panels out and we'll get everything ready before we eject and try and bring the Kerbal back in the cockpit.
Yeah. I really don't like the idea of not having any form of control. There's got to be something we can do. That's staying on.
So attach that to the underside of that decoupler. Oh, you're a clever man. That probably needs some struts.
Yeah, probably need some struts there.
Otherwise, we've just invented another massive space wang, and that's never a good thing. Although we've just came up with a name for the new
space station.
Yeah.
This is the massive space.
The massive space wang. It's not really family friendly, is it? Can we get away with that? Probably. We'll try. Right. Get them on.
Right, this thing's ready to launch. I'm not convinced we've got enough power to do it.
Yeah, it might need some solids on the outside, but let's give it a go. We've kept these people waiting enough. Get it named.
No. We've forgotten something very important. Let's get some legs on that.
Right. That'll.
It'll work.
Yeah, that'll probably be alright.
Physics glitches will be fine.
It's not really physics glitches. They're just wonky. Yeah, put them in the middle. Put them in the middle, facing on. Yeah, that's that.
They just weren't dropping there before. Do you want to put big legs on this just in case we try and land it?
It needs more parachutes if we're gonna.
That's a good point.
Didn't we just unlock the drogue chutes as well?
Will the drogue chutes help?
They're bigger parachutes. Don't think they're as efficient, but they're big.
We'll stick 4 drogues on the top. And we'll stick some more on the outside there.
Nice.
And big legs. Big legs.
So in fact, everything that we unlocked kind of on impulse, there's no way they're going to reach down past those mainsail engines.
You're not wrong.
Just get rid of them. We'll be alright.
Yeah, sure, we'll be fine. Right, let's just double check the crews, right? Yeah. No. We don't want... Constantly doing
Berlin flies.
Ned
stays. Yep. Massive space wang. Give it a shot.
Massive space wand. Massive space wang.
It's like, auto-correcting yourself. Right, save. Up it goes. Yeah, I think you're right. There's a good chance this might need some sort of solids or some extra staging or something going on, but we'll give it a go.
This will be a cheap way to see how much puck we've got.
Right, try not to destroy the launch pad this time.
I will try.
Staging.
Stations.
You've got parachutes in the first stage. I'm going to get rid of those fairly sharpish. Now be careful, if things are going wrong and you hit space, you'll just eject the watchamajiggers. That's flying up.
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
It's drinking quite a bit of fuel, mind, which isn't optimum.
It's not optimum at all, and it's in danger of overheating, but I think it'll calm down before we get too high.
Should do. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough fuel. I think we're going to end up ditching in the drink the way things are going.
Oh, that's fine.
Now remember, when you hit space, you eject those...
Yes, the engines go.
Yeah, so don't do that.
I'm not planning on it.
Good. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough, yeah. We're just going to kind of bomb right up into high
Shall we quit out now?
Well, you've cut the engine, so that's kind of going to have to be the done thing, isn't it?
Then we will land this sucker with a big explosion, no doubt.
Might be worth kind of pointing it away from the space station. Slightly towards the land, just to kind of help it along on its way. Right. You know what? I'm cautiously optimistic that if we had some solids on this, it would probably be alright, just to kind of help it get up.
You think?
The other way that we could do it is we rethink and we'll put some. We've got the really beastie heavy engines. You know, the ones that they've got the engines already attached to them. They'll be expensive, like the super heavy ones.
I'll stick some of them on the bottom, beneath these engines.
Could do.
Use them as a firing stage.
It'll ramp up the cost, but yeah, I don't think that's a particularly bad idea. The other side of things is as well, if we do that, we might end up with some fuel left in those tanks, not need to eject them. Or we'll need to anyway.
We'll need to eject them.
Yeah. Well, that's a bugger.
Okay,
we'll probably way overdo it, but what are you going to do?
Better to overdo it than not do enough.
Exactly. We're not coming down on the space station here. We are a good distance away. Yeah, it's miles away.
Whether or not it lands without killing everyone. It probably would have been better if we land... What, those legs?
I'd feel better if the legs were out. That's all I'm saying. Thank you. Yep, okay then. Well, it's a good test of the parachutes. More than anything.
Well, the drogues have actually took it down to a relatively slow speed, and the main parachutes haven't deployed yet.
I think that should be alright, you know.
You think?
No. Definitely not. No,
it's going way very fast.
Fuel. Use some of your fuel. There we go. You always like doing the landing on the burners. Get your chance now. See, just tickle that throttle. Bring it down nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. Oh, the humanity.
It's not terrible.
Oh, okay, well...
We only lost 2 engines.
Could have been worse.
Recover vessel. Mission success.
We probably would have lost more than that if it came down the way it was coming. So, it's not bad.
We'll see, we've got nearly everything back. It's fine.
Yeah, that wasn't ridiculously expensive. Pork sword, massive space wine.
We'll get that engine back as well.
We've got a very phallic kind of theme going on with these.
You're the one who names them all.
Don't
blame me for this.
It's either cute animals or phalluses. So yeah, I think what we need to do is maybe put some those big decouplers underneath this. Alright, get those bad boys on. Now get the Mahusive.
The Mahusive.
Yeah, you know the ones.
These bad boys.
That's the ones. Yep. Struck them. They look a bit weird, don't they? The angles that they're at.
Yeah, they've gone on all wonky. And
that's fine though, that'll balance out. I'm sure that'll be fine.
Are you sure it's not going to just send them into a spiral of doom?
I think the thrust that these things will generate will be such that it won't even have a chance to spin. I think it'll just go flying up through the air like a space dart.
Let's fix the problem with the staging that we'd encountered.
Yep. So, we want the big engines to go off.
Big engines, and then them, and then there, and then there, and then
that should be enough, you know. I'm concerned that do we not need any solids on the bottom just to help it along? Although they're going to look ridiculous by the time we get them on.
Let's just fire it.
Yeah, we should be alright. Save it, double check the crew.
Yeah, it'll have reset back to Jebediah.
So, Berlin, your job's not done. Netted, you're still going. Sorry.
Okay. Attempt 2 of the massive space mine. Now, this definitely won't land in one piece if we try and bring it all down together.
Right, get it up. Oh, listen to that.
Now it's going up at a decent speed. The fuel never lasts very long on these. And we're
No.
going to be dropping them onto the runway, so it might destroy the runway. It'll be an interesting experiment.
Just get up high enough. There's quite a bit of fuel in their mind. It is. It's doing it, and it's lifting a huge amount if you think about it. It's lifting the space station and those additional fuel tanks.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a sucker when you try and turn it, mind.
It's not lifting them very high. I mean, 2/3 of the fuel gone.
It's fine, and it's getting our speed up. That's good. We'll be alright. If it gets up towards where we start doing our turn...
I was going to lean a bit to try and make sure they don't land on the space centre.
That's probably very sensible planning and precaution. So get ready. Get ready. Nice. Yeah, they should be alright. They should kind of be blown up. Well, we'll find out when we come back either way, won't we? Get your turn on. I think we should be alright to do this, you know.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. I hope so.
Just nice, sensible orbits. That's what we're after.
Yeah, I think we're going to be champion here.
Should be. So actually that wasn't, by the looks of it, we're probably being ridiculously inefficient, but that wasn't actually that bad a use of fuel. You think we've actually used enough to do it? That seems to be about it. I'm a bit concerned when it comes to trying to circularize more orbit here. Maybe top it off at 75.
Quite low down. It wants to be a little bit higher than a sort of standard orbit.
Yeah. 85, that sounds good. Just have a bit of a play around. See how long it'll take to circularize from there.
I mean, that's a 27-second burn.
Oh, I should be alright with that.
And that's way overboard as well.
What have we got there?
So that'll be 88 there, 75 there, 77 and 90.
Just because of where you're doing it, that's good enough. We can
That'd
worry
be great.
about
If
it
we,
later.
if we can get it to an orbit of 90, that would be quite canny.
89, it's thereabouts. Yes, I'm going to soon run out of time for doing it.
All the time in the world, mein compadre.
I think we should be alright with that, you know.
Piece of cake, and then we've got the bare bones of a space station in orbit. We can start thinking about trying to add modules to it. And
Now,
lifting up an individual module should be theoretically easier.
when we do this...
I still don't know what that node is. A new node.
Yeah, we should have looked that up. But we'll worry about that later. It's not playing a part in what we're trying to do here. I'm just thinking we're going to end up with space debris. Those big orange tanks are probably going to end up staying up here, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll just kill them from the space centre.
I know.
I like to think that everything's got an explosive charge built into
It
it.
certainly does in Geordie Space Program. So, getting ready. A little sip of me water in anticipation here.
On the water, eh?
I know. It's been a
Hardcore
long day. I've
Geordie.
drank a lot of coffee. Oh, right, get ready. Oh, he's doing it. Look at that Delta V just disappearing.
It is, it's just shooting down, isn't it?
Aye, those are some big, powerful engines we've got underneath here.
They are, very nice.
Alright, fuel's still a bit low. Check the orbit. 78.
No, we're not high enough there.
Pushing that out. It's going to be a bit wonky, but it's not bad.
What do you mean, gotta be a bit wonky? This is where we fix it.
Right, I see. Actually, you're playing sensibly here. Right, get around. Nice. Yeah, start doing it.
Don't jump the gun, my pedigree chum.
Can it help it?
Got 20 seconds left before we hit there. And it's only going to take a little tickle to get that up with these engines.
Certainly will.
Maybe do a little burn on 5 seconds, I think.
Aye, we should do it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't die. That's alright, you know. There, that's good. Just we'll leave it there.
No, I want to get it closer to 90 than that with 3 kilometres out.
Let's just watch the little picture of the capsule just fling around on the line. I'm riveted.
Yeah, but we're going
I'm
to be...
recording this on live and I'm
If we're going to be using the space station regularly, it's pretty important that we get that right.
Right, okay then. So we'll sit for another 40 seconds just
I'm going to sit for 40 seconds, I'm going to speed it up.
Right. Start doing it. Burn!
Oh,
Now
see,
look what you've done!
no,
It's even worse
what
now.
You,
At
what
least
you
before
made
it was
me
90
do.
it was
You
93.
shouted burn at me, you panicked me.
It was 93 and 87. That equals 90. You know that really the midpoint there was 90, so that was fine. But now look at it, 90 and 86. Now the average is what, 88? 88 and a bit thousand. Look, that's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Less than a kilometre off. That'll do.
That'll do nicely.
89's as good as 91. So, next bit. This is the fun bit. And we're on the light side of the planet, which is always nice. Get rid of them. That's the one. Next, we want to put out the solar panels. We wait until
yeah, we want to wait until they drift away a bit. Which they're not really going to do. They're just going to stay very close to us. They're going to slowly back away from us for the rest of eternity.
We'll manage.
We are still on a stable orbit.
Yep, that's fine. And sit here till the cows come. Whoa! I thought I was going to hit them.
If it does, I don't think it'll do much damage.
Right, get the old solars out.
How about we come back to that? Oh yeah, because it'll run out of power.
Yeah, we want to get the solar panels out. And it looks nice. I don't think we've really used these before in our Geordie Space Program, have we?
I think we used them maybe in the first series.
Did we?
We stuck them on a few of our crafts.
Oh, see, that looks nice. I mean, they're not the most impressive of solar panels, admittedly, but it looks
But when
a
we
bit
add
like
more
a space
modules,
station.
we'll put
Bigger
more
ones.
solar panels on.
Yeah. So, how are we doing in terms of electric charge?
Nearly full.
Build
And
one.
full. Because we don't have any charge on this.
No, that's fine. All we've got to do is detach it, get it shot of the watchimajig. I was going to say we should have turned the lights on just to experiment with. Yeah, and then when you burn, yep, get out of the way then. Nice. And then just deorbit yourself.
It should be a nice piece of cake.
Yeah, just burn backwards. There. You know, we probably could have brought some science gear on this as well, just so we could have done a bit of science when we landed.
We've got most of what we can get from orbit, I think.
Aye. But that's another pretty good success. We had a bit of an aborted first run there.
Yeah, but it was kind of the test run, really, wasn't it?
Nobody died. All
we
we
didn't
lost
lose
was
anything from
yeah,
it.
just a couple of engines. Which, I mean, they were expensive, but it wasn't ridiculous. And the whole point
look,
of...
the...
Oh, yeah, it's fixed.
It's fixed.
We did notice that when we recorded the last episode, it must have just been after patch 25 hitting the textures of the cockpit were a bit scrambled. But
Yeah, the external textures were beautiful, but the internal textures, there was something going on there.
But then you noticed shortly afterwards there was a bit of a hotfix came out, and we're assuming that
Yeah, I saw a patch come out.
that seemed to have fixed
For
it.
sure.
Actually, at time of recording as well, details just been announced of patch 26 going into beta, but there's not a huge amount of discussion on what that's going to include. Although the quote from the devs is that it's apparently going to be scope complete, I think, in terms of...
Yeah, it's going to be the last big patch to career mode, and it's going to effectively make the game scope complete and put it into beta stage. Take it out of alpha.
Which will be interesting stuff. So I'm curious as to see what they're including in this. It's came fairly quick off the back of 25, mine, so...
It really has.
Kerbal's always been a game that's had pretty good and consistent updates. It has been quite good for that, you know. And I know a lot of people criticise when there's not sort of regular updates with early access games, but Kerbal's always been good. For me, it always depends on how the developers handle it, though. If you look at developers, if they're keeping in touch with the community, you can kind of forgive if things take a bit of time to come, as long as they keep you in the loop, really. It's the important thing.
I think we'll put a bit too much fuel on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, especially for early access games. As long as there's a bit of communication there and you know what the developers are up to, it makes the long wait between patches a little bit more tolerable, because at least you know they're doing stuff.
For me, I don't class myself to have any clue on what it takes to develop a video game, so I'm not somebody that'll be like, oh, well, why don't you just do X, Y, and Z? That must be fairly easy to do. You see that sometimes in some of the gaming forums. I'm not somebody like that. All I care about is, just make sure you're managing your community. If you're going to keep people waiting for a while, just be honest and say, look, it's going to take some time. I think that's absolutely fine and dandy. It's what you've got to come and expect. The alternative to that kind of model is that Kerbal Space Program wouldn't have existed till at least 2015. and we wouldn't have had all these hours of enjoyment out of it.
If it would have existed at
If it
all
would have
without
existed.
the early
Of course,
access.
yeah.
I mean,
Without
Kerbal's
the
been
funding.
incredibly popular with a really, really good fan base.
Yeah.
A really loyal fan base. And without the fan base buying the game, I mean, it would have slowed things down. But also, I think the modern community's done very well in actually giving the developers some ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in Patch 25,
with the B9 aerospace parts.
which started out as a mod, and
I think that's Shuri I think he was called. I can't remember his name from me since.
they brought him on board as well.
Yeah.
Which is great, and obviously that's brought a whole new element to the game that might not otherwise have been done as quick or as well.
Yeah, that's it. Excellent. Right, that was a pretty good success all in.
It was. Let's put the lights on in the space station.
Good idea. And
Make
get
sure
rid of
it's
the,
working.
get rid of that debris as well. Engage the old kill switches on it.
Okay, I will blow up the space wine debris.
That's the ship. You've just blown up the ship. You've just blown up the ship.
And we'll see you in the next episode of Geordie Space Program, where we build another ship and take it up.
I cannot believe you've done that. When I said engage the kill switch, I thought it would have been fairly clear that I meant destroy the debris, not destroy the ship that we've just spent a bloody fortune on.
That's
to
really
put
bizarre.
into space.
Because
It's not bizarre. It was a horrible, horrible mistake.
yeah, okay. We'll see you in the next episode of Geordie Space Program.
Twat. What have you done? What have you done?